We just had the meeting, I don't know if you attended that meeting that I was at, to try to address some of these issues. And it's a continued conversation between the residents and the homeowners association to, you know, obviously be concerned about the safety issues. But unfortunately, you know, I just don't see that being corrected anytime soon because there is no off-street parking. I think you guys I think most of the time, the problem is everybody owns the property between houses, so there's no community property. And I don't think they're willing to give up any property for parking, off-street parking.
I know it doesn't give you any comfort, but Georgetown was one of the earliest plans that went in like that, and once we were made aware of the problems, not only did we institute the no on-street parking, but we also, every other plan that followed, they have to put additional visitor parking in it, and you'll see them in all the plans that dated after Georgetown Estates. I know that doesn't help you, but that's
no, it doesn't. And you know, I have teenagers, grandchildren that are coming in there, and it worries me to death when they're pulling out there. I mean, it's a real safety hazard. I mean, even if they would, you know, I worry most about because, you know, I have a double driveway, but when I come under the driveway, when they park, they block the mailbox. That doesn't concern them. Because these aren't people. These people coming in aren't Georgetown residents. They're guests of the people, whoever's having the party. And so they don't care. And so they park right beside my driveway, and then there's two big pillars there, and then those cars parked all down the street. You can't see it all, you know. But I have asked them to just put a sign there that they can't park right there beside my driveway. It gives me a little bit of a leeway. I can see a little better. But they wouldn't even let me put a sign out there, no parking, you know. They don't cooperate and they don't work with us.
We're going to have to really get together with our chief and our engineer. I think.
I'd like to make a suggestion, which is at least a partial solution, and it might help her, is if this were watched more carefully at the times that it needs to be watched. Particularly the people who are parking Homeowners Association to change the tennis courts to a parking area, which would relieve some of
Oh, everything, they make all that they can park 30 cars.
Well, I think that's what she said that they do, but as soon as they go around and ticket the people that are there,
The police officers are wonderful. I mean, you know, I hate to call 4 times.
Check them all. That would be the idea.
Pardon?
I said, contact the police. They'll check it all of them. Another wave moves in, check it them, and they'll get the idea. And perhaps your homeowners association will do something about it. Are you following me?
No, because they have permission to park. You know, they call in and get permission to park the cars there. But the police officers will make the move to one right by my driveway. But as soon as they leave, someone else comes along and parks there.
And that's kind of a waste of our police manpower too.
It is, and I feel terrible.
Move a car.
I just think that a couple times, if they're ticketed in time for it, that would be the idea, not do it the next weekend or on a regular basis. And the homeowners association will then consider putting parking spaces with the tennis courts on.
But maybe if they were ticketed rather than just having to move, and they have to pay some money.
Right.
I think I'm wrong with this is not a new problem. We've been doing.
Yes, and it's really hard to determine. Again, it's 4 events. They have events there. They're community. I'm not just talking about even the pool itself. And she can agree with me that even if it's a full day and people are coming over, there's not enough parking at all in that area just for the swimming pool or any event that they have. I attended that meeting and literally cars had to park on the road and there's maybe 20 people in that room. So literally they have nowhere to park, so if they're having an event, they have to park on the road. And we do give permission for special events.
But they have a tennis court.
But they don't have it now. And I agree, but right now, I mean, I don't think we could.
If there were 22, there are 30 cars in the tennis court, and there are 20 on the road, that would seem to take
If
care
they
of the
can get
problem.
them to agree to do that.
Yeah, if we could get them to agree to that, it would be
That's
great.
what I'm suggesting.
Could they potentially repair one tennis court and then use the other one for
Yeah, you could do that, but
So then you're not totally taking
No,
out tennis courts.
no, and it's not, I mean, I honestly can stand here and tell you that except for this one woman that has since moved 5 times. My husband has Parkinson's and bad heart, and so I'm not gone a lot. And from all my windows, I can see right into the tennis courts. And maybe, you know, I may have missed a few when I was in the grocery store or something in the morning, but it was used 5 times.
All right, ma'am, that's not our issue, though.
Yeah, I know.
If you come back and tell us that you're bored, and I understand they're getting ready to vote on it, I
They're
think...
getting ready to do repairs on this tennis court, and I can't get them to cooperate. We're supposed to have a meeting and talk about it again, but that's just about all we do.
I heard residents are also going around the neighborhood to try to get support for doing exactly what you suggested. But I'm saying that other than or us talking about it on maybe a solution for no parking on that one side of the street because it's a curb, and maybe on the other side would be better. I'm not sure just yet, but in the meantime, it would help us to know if your association goes through with that plan to either pave or not pave. It'll give us a different approach to take if they do one thing or the other. So I think we need to know before you go any further with us what your board or your association decides to do.
Okay. I just feel really bad calling the police 3 or 4 times and having them come back and all. I feel terrible. And I don't
We're
like
going to
calling.
talk to them about that, though.
Yeah, and I don't like, you know, I don't feel good calling the police on my neighbors. I mean, it puts me in a bad situation. And I can't stand out there, like I said, I have a sick husband, I can't stand out there and guard.
Right,
You know,
okay.
it makes it tough. But I just hope, I was hoping maybe, you know, I think if it wasn't, because they are allowed to call in and get that permission.
All right, we understand. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that.
Go ahead.
Not really directly affected by this parking. However, I take care of the people that live on the other side of the street from Loda, which is even closer to this hill coming up. And I've been almost hit a couple times because, like she said, you can't see. But my question is, and it only dawned on me after about 5 years taking care of this cat, when you come across Lexington and across Valley View and up Lexington toward Georgetown, there's a stop sign on Lexington coming across Valley View. There is no stop sign on Old Farm. When they come up Old Farm, they come across Lexington and they fly up this hill. So I don't understand why, that I'm sure if there was a stop sign there, I mean, that's not going to solve the whole problem, but they would be coming up that hill slow. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying, but we're constrained by the state law that says we can't install stop signs at intersections to control speed. If it's a sight distance, that's another story.
What is a sight distance?
Well, you're saying that they're coming across about how fast they're
There's
going.
one, there's less visibility there than there is.
Okay, well, that might be something we can look at now that you pointed that out. We will look at
It's
it.
just a suggestion, because they said they come across and they fly up the hill. Her husband, I'm backing out of this driveway, you don't see these cars that go off the street, and they're coming at a rapid speed. And I think if that stop sign even removed from Lexington, because that way you can see in any direction coming off Lexington.
Well, that's a legitimate request. I mean, we can look at that if that might help, but it can't strictly be for speed, though.
Now, if you go along with what I'm saying, I agree with the officer would understand. Thank you.